Hi guys, welcome back to another speed build in The Sims 4 and Kiko builds. And for today's video, we are building a small cabin for a painter or an artist on a 20 by 30 lot in Brindleton Bay. This is a very tiny home. I mean, it's not a tiny home per se, because I'm well above 100 tiles, but I think if we take out the porch, the back terrace, the back patio and the patios, we could qualify as a tiny home. It's very small inside. It's just a home for one sim, and there are 2 pets. I actually created the household that lives here, as I usually love to do when I build. I love to create the households because it inspires me more to build exactly what I want. So this is a single sim. It's a she, and she loves painting, of course, and she's a loner, and I think I gave her the trait of a cat lover. She also has 1 dog and a cat. So this is a rustic house. It's a really rustic house. That's really the look that I wanted for this home. And the walls that I used inside and outside of this slot all came from the horse ranch back. And I think this is I love the wooden walls that we have that came with the horse ranch back, because we have some very cool textures that look worn by the weather and also a little rundown. Some of them come with chipped paint as well, so I really like it. And that's what I use for the exterior and also for the interior as well. The part of the chimney as well, the part that is in stones, also came further with the horse ranch back. And the roof cover as well, as you can see, it's very makeshift kind of, and it came from the werewolves game pack. Yes. I really love this one because it's it doesn't have, you know, that white underbelly of the roof part. It's just I really love it, and it has holes in it, and it lets the sun come in. But I couldn't really, first of all, I wanted to get rid of the ceiling to make the sun come in from those holes in the roof cover, but I wasn't able to do so because I have so many roof parts on this house, and it didn't really look good in the interior when they were in the interior of the house. So yeah, but yeah, coming back to the exterior of the house here, I placed a patio and also a pond here, because I wanted this house to be really kind of a place where your sim can relax. And I think I even gave this lot the peace and quiet trait. I'm not sure, but I really wanted it to be a home, kind of a retreat for a painter. As I told you, the sim is a loner, so she loves to be away from civilization and from everyone. And so this is a lot that is on top of a hill in the middle of a little clearing, and I really love it. I think it's the first time that I'm building on this lot here, and I started first of all by building this when I tried, because really usually when I try to build something, I make different trials and to see what kind of shape I come up with and things like that, and to come up with a general shape of the shell of the house. So I tried different things before I start recording, and I started building it in Oasis Springs. I really liked the look of it in Oasis Springs, but I really wanted to have a more greenery around this house, a lot of plants and vegetations, and it didn't really match in Oasis Springs. I mean, the deserty part of Oasis Springs didn't really match with that, so it wasn't the vibe. So I decided to move this house to the build to Brindleton Bay, in the middle of this little clearing here, and I think it's perfect. And that's why also I gave I put this little pond on the lot because, yeah, of course, I really wanted it to be kind of in the middle of nature and for your sim to enjoy peace and quiet, especially if it's a loner sim. They love their quiet times and they love to maybe fish on this little pond here. I placed the sign for fishing with the pre-stoked pond fishing sign, so you will be able to fish any type of fish, I think, in this pond. And yeah, so I placed a lot of plants as well, as you could see, a lot of IVs on the walls because I wanted the garden and the garden to look a little overgrown, but not too overgrown. So I placed a lot of plants growing on the walls, also on the exterior walls, and also on the roofs at some parts. And they all came with the debug items from the one that hang from the roof boards. They came from Snowy Escape, and the ones that grow on the walls, most of them I think they came from Discover University. And I wanted the garden to look a little overgrown because this is really a sim that loves their art and that like to immerse themselves into their art, and they don't really care about anything else really, so they don't keep a garden like that to just keep a tidy garden. They just don't care about those things and they are frivolous to them and they are very much into their art. So this is the spirit that I wanted for this home here. Although I placed a little gardening patch at the back of the house with planters. I mean, it's not a real gardening patch, but it's kind of a gardening area with planters at the back of the house as well. As you can see, I also placed a lot of fireflies, you know, the little living fireflies that we can place in the ponds and everything. So I placed a lot of them just to add around the lot, just to add to the atmosphere. And I really love the atmosphere of this lot at night. I really love it. So now you are seeing the little terrace or the patio just on top of the pond, and it's a very, very nice relaxing place where I placed a lounge chair for them to relax. I also placed the barbecue grill here, a little table and 2 chairs, and of course the mandatory rocking chair, and of course the easel, because we have a painter that lives here. We have 3 easels, I think, in this house. Yes, 3 easels and a lot of canvases, and you will see in the interior of the house here. But yeah, I really love the vibe of it. I'm quite satisfied with how it turned out, the interior and also the exterior of the house. The exterior looks very rustic and with more natural tones, like for the exterior of the house, I mean the build per se. We have the brown colors of the wood, and also the roof is kind of gray. But for the interior, you will see the interior will be very colorful because this sim, she's kind of an eccentric, not maybe, I don't think she's an eccentric, but she loves color. She's cheerful, she loves art, she loves her art, she loves the painting, and she loves color. So that's why I also decided, as you can see, the lights that I place in the house, the ceiling lights, they don't really go with what you could call a rustic home, but I really wanted it to the artistic spirit of the sim to kind of transpire into this house. So that's why I chose this specific ceiling light. I don't remember what pack they're from, but anyway. So you're seeing the interior of the house, and as you can see, it's very small. I started with the kitchen and the dining room. With the dining room, we have this small table because of course we don't have a lot of space, so I had to place a very small dining room table, and it came with cottage living, and the chair came from Horse Ranch. And I started with the kitchen cabinets from Horse Ranch because I love the texture. As I said, the texture looked worn and things like that, but I don't remember why, but I decided to change for the country kitchen because I thought it would match better with the vibe, it would match best the vibe that I wanted for this house. And I maybe because of the color as well, I think I didn't really quite like the color of the Horse Ranch cabinets and counters that I chose first, because as you can see, the interior of the house is they are wood sidings, a blue type of color, and I didn't like the color of the whole switchback cabinets and counters. I think that the ones that came with country kitchen matched best the vibe that I wanted. They are more colorful, so I chose kind of a green swatch, and it's green and yellow because we have those little curtains inside of the cabinets here and there. And so I decided to place to match that yellow, I decided to place the appliances that are yellow. As you can see, the stove is from also country kitchen, it's yellow. And afterwards I realized that I didn't place any fridge, and so I came back and placed the fridge also that is yellow, that came with the country kitchen, and did my little separation here between the kitchen and also the dining and the rest of the big room here, the big space. Did a little separation with those beams that came with hose wrench, and also the spandrels that came with hose wrench. So now you are seeing on the screen the little workshop space and area in the house for your sim to make art and to paint. So basically I placed this little rug on the floor for the splatter, the painting splatters that came with city living, of course the easel, and a lot of canvases around here. And I wanted this space to look really like a workshop for a painter, to be messy, so I placed all those paintings and those canvases, and I also placed those those shelves, and I went in the debug items and placed everything that looked like painting supplies and art supplies, really, that aren't really art supplies, but some of them are. So I placed everything that could look like art supplies and on those shelves here, and to clutter up the place and to look like a proper workshop and a little space for our painter here. So in this place as well, I placed the like, it's kind of a study as well. It's really their workspace here, because I went and placed also a desk a chair, and a computer, a laptop. So yeah, this is all this space here. I really like it, and everything is functional. As I always do, I always try to make my builds functional, because I play test them. So I play test everything is working perfectly. Your sim will be able to use the desk and the computer. They will be able to also use the easel here. So yeah, this is our little space. As I said, and as you can see, the house is very small, so they cannot have a proper big workshop on the lot, but they have this little place here. And I also placed a little space underneath the roof that is on the side of the house. If you could see, I placed a little space or area with the roof and just two columns and two beams, and underneath this I also placed this stack of paintings, and it's kind of a stack of paintings and also an easel there. So it's kind of a second place and a second space workshop when they can also put stuff and do their art there as well. So I placed the fridge finally, as you can see on screen, and I went and placed some lights in the kitchen. Also changed the colors of the chairs, because I thought they were a bit too dark for the color scheme I was going for the interior. The exterior of the house is kind of very dark wooden tones, but the interior, I really wanted it to be cheerful and colorful and not too dark as well. So that's why I chose I changed the colors of the chairs, and that's why I also chose these living room furniture that came with high school years. They are, I think, my favorite items in the whole game. This armchair, very colorful. I love the vibe of them. The love seat as well. And so yeah, so I placed this tiny space for her living room inside this living space here, because we don't have enough space. We don't have a lot of space, and this is a tiny living room, as I was saying, with this small old TV that came also with the basement kit. I love using this little TV that is very old and kind of, it looks a little broken. It doesn't have a good image when you actually turn it on. The image is very fuzzy, and I really love it when I build houses that are on the modest side, houses that are rustic and old, and it's a perfect item actually to place in there. I also place, if you can see, I also place behind behind the TV, I placed this little divider here because I don't like when you have a TV in the middle of a room, because usually I love to place my TVs against the wall. That's the place, that's the normal place for a TV in my opinion. But if I don't have any choice of placing this TV in the middle of the room, I need to have some kind of divider to be able to hide the back of the TV, because the back of the TV is not a good look, and I don't like it to be exposed too much. So that's why I placed this little divider here. Then I went and placed the items for the pets. So we have a cat and a dog, if you remember. So I placed their balls in the living space, also the cat bed in the living area as well, but I didn't have enough space for the dog's bed, so the dog's bed ended up in a corner in the owner's bedroom, the only bedroom really. So now you are seeing the bedroom for your sim, and I really didn't know, I wasn't sure with the color scheme I wanted to go with this bedroom. It was not easy because of the walls that I chose. I chose to go with the sidings, and I didn't want to go with the wallpapers because I didn't want it to clash too much with the rest of the house. I wanted it to be in harmony with the rest of the house, to be like the same style. So I had to use those walls, but they look, I don't know, it wasn't easy to find the right color scheme for this bedroom. And I also wanted to use this bed especially because I don't know if you know, but this bed is it comes with, it's a reward item or something, and it gives your sim an inspired moodlet, if I'm not mistaken, and it's kind of an artist actually bed, and this is actually, if I'm not mistaken either, I think this is a painting for Van Gogh, and yeah, anyway, on the blanket I mean. But yeah, I really wanted to use this bed, and I had to be able to match the rest of the bedroom with the bed and the blanket. So I went with a blue and yellow color scheme. As the blanket shows you, we have this kind of bluish gray and also the yellows, and that's what I went for with the entire color scheme of the bedroom. So yeah. Now for the tiny bathroom that we have, not so tiny, to me it's a normal size bathroom when I build my homes, and I furnished it primarily with the horse ranch appliances, not appliances, but the horse ranch plumbing. The sink here is from horse ranch. Also the bathtub that I placed in this bathroom is from the horse ranch. I really love it, this wooden tub, and I love the furniture. Everything that came with the horse ranch bag is just godsend. I really love it. So now we are going at the back of the house and furnishing the little patio here with this. I really love this storage space, and there are some hidden gems in the catalog that I always forget about, and for some reason, I don't know, I was able to see it today and to place it here, and it's a perfect little storage space here for a backyard, or for this little patio here that I'm furnishing. And I placed some things for gardening, because maybe our sim loves the outdoors, because obviously they live in this kind of home in the middle of nowhere. So I placed some items for gardening that came with the Greenhouse Heaven kit. Also placing those planters, as I told you in the beginning of the video, that I placed some gardening stuff here, and so I placed those planters, the big planters that came with the werewolf's pack, and the small ones I don't remember what they come with, but they are from the debug menu, and I really love them because they look so rustic and so handmade, and I love love using them. Finishing this backyard by placing the clothesline and also the wash tub for the Sims to be able to wash their clothes there. So yeah, I think we are almost at the end of this video, or yeah, I think we are actually. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more in the future. And I hope to see you for my next video, and in the meantime, take care. Bye.